Hi, my name is Phoebian, and I'm here to talk to you about a very important technique in self discovery. When it comes to personal assessments, there are so many tools available that you can use. But for the purpose of this video, I will be talking about the SWOT analysis. Most times, we do SWOT analysis for business because we want to know where the business is going. We want to know what are the resources available for the business and how the business can leverage on these resources. But today we'll be talking about personal SWOT analysis. You want to ask me what SWOT analysis actually mean? SWOT is an acronym for strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. SWOT analysis is a technique that you can use in assessing yourself as an individual. You want to know what your strengths are. You want to know what your weaknesses are. What are my limitations? You really want to find that out. Now, what are the opportunities open to me, and what are the threats that I should be aware of? So that is what SWOT analysis is all about. For strength, how do you determine your strength? Sometimes when you go for an interview, you will hear a recruiter asking you what are your strengths. Sometimes they will even ask you what your weaknesses are. What they're trying to find out is a self-knowledge. Do you have self-knowledge? Are you self-awareness? Do you even know your strengths? Do you even know your weaknesses? So how do you determine your strength? The first thing you need to do is to ask yourself, what are my skills? What are the skills that I have? What are the talents that I have that people commend me for? What are the things that I do easily? What comes to me easily? What is it that when I do it, I find peace? This could be an indication to what your strengths are. So these are the questions you need to be asking yourself. Pen it down. What are my strengths? What do I get commended for? You can pen it and just write what you think you get commended for. But what is it that when you're not around, people miss a lot about you? People would say, oh, go to that guy. He's the go-to guy for whatever you need around presentation. When it comes to designing PowerPoints, then he's good. That's one strength. So there are so many things that can be considered as strength. So you need to find out which one is your own strength, or what are the skills that you're good at. When we talk about weaknesses, weaknesses are limitations. What is it that you try to avoid? What are the things that people actually complain about you? That's an indication for weakness. You want to know what your weaknesses are. You want to know what your limitations are. So sit down and ask yourself genuinely. Because most times when we think deeply, then we can actually realize or identify what our weaknesses are. So we need to know what your weaknesses are. And it's not so much about knowing what your weaknesses are. You need to know what you're doing about it. So when you go for an interview and you're being asked what your weaknesses are, so it's not just about listing your weaknesses. It's about saying, oh, this is my weaknesses and this is what I'm doing about it. For instance, you can say, I'm not so good at delegation, or when I delegate, I actually still go ahead and still do the work because I'm not so good at delegation. So it could be a weakness. And you now take it a step further. This is what I'm doing about it. Now, I've learned to delegate. And before I start delegating, I call the people or the person I want to delegate to, and I give the person like a summary of what I'm expecting, my expectations, my deliverables. What are your deliverables? So that is what you're doing about it. And beyond that, at every milestone, you still have a meeting with the person you have delegated to, so that you know what the progress is. You know if the person is actually moving in the right direction in which you are expecting. So that is part of what you do about a limitation or about a weakness. So like I said earlier, it's not so much about these are my weaknesses. You need to take it a step further and say, this is what I'm doing about it. So when it comes to opportunities, how do you identify opportunities? You want to sit down and think about how you can leverage on your strength to be able to gain opportunities. What are the opportunities available for you? What can you take advantage of? Which strength or passion can you turn into opportunity? What are the things you do? That's why you see some entrepreneurs going into a business that is aligned with their skills or with their interests. Because they have a strength in it, and they are taking that, they are leveraging on that to build a business. So what are the opportunities available for you? Even if you're not going to be an entrepreneur, you want to work for somebody, you need to know what your skills are. After identifying it, what are the opportunities available for somebody that has this type of education that I have, this type of qualification, or this type of skills that I have, or the certifications that I have? What are the opportunities open that I can leverage on or that I can take advantage of? So that is how you understand the opportunities. So when it comes to threats, threat is about identifying what is it that others are doing. What am I exposed to because of my weaknesses? And what am I going to do about it? What are the threats? The threats could be political, it could be economical. Threats are actually external things that you don't have control over. There are things that you cannot control. So what do you do about threats? If it's something you cannot control, for example, if it is about economy, maybe you're somebody that is into importation and there are policies affecting that, and you know there is no so much thing you can do about that because there are government policies. So what do you need to do about it? Have an alternative. Have a plan B. So you look at your threats and see, how do I work around this threat? How do I make things work out for me? So you think about the alternative, you speak to people in the same field as your interest, look at what they're doing, and look at how you can take advantage of that and be able to limit the impact of the threat. We have come to the end of this video on SWOT analysis. I hope you've been able to gain one or two things. If you still have more questions, you can send me an email at fibian@fibianamusho.com. Thank you for listening. See you next time. Bye.